Comic Boom.
Hey guys, Comic Boom here to review Shazam the movie. Guys, I want to play a little game here. In the movie here, this is going to be a spoiler-filled review. So if you haven't seen the movie yet, don't watch the rest of the video. And so I'll give you 5 seconds to sign off and come back after you've seen the movie. And so here we go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I probably spoiled it a little bit because I got these little pops here, you know what I'm saying? Well, I'm happy to report that the entire Shazam family shows up in the movie, that's right. Now I'm missing one member of the Shazam family. I'm missing one member. And if one of you guys can tell me which member of their family, by name, that I'm missing, you'll get a no prize. I might even throw in a free digital code to Shazam number 1. We'll think of something, but have a little game. Which member of the Shazam family am I missing here? I may say, because we got Billy Batson, we got Pedro, we got Freddy, we got Darla, we got Mary. Who am I missing? Well, you can figure that out. In any event, guys, this movie's a lot of fun. Is this movie going to win $1 billion, or going to make $1 billion? I don't know. Do I think it should? I do. This has Jeff Johns written all over it. As a comic book lover, this is why I love this movie so much. This has all the bells and whistles of a comic book movie come to life in its most pure and innocent form, and just there's so much fun in this movie. It was a wonderful popcorn fest. It took itself as serious as it needed to enjoy it, and at the same time it had a lot of fun moments. And what makes this movie is the relationship between Billy Batson and his foster brother Freddy, as well as his relationship with the rest of the Foster family, of course, of Darla, Eugene, Pedro, as well as the foster parents who go by the name of Rosa and Victor Vasquez. This is really great. The theme in this movie is all about family and all about feeling worthy and about feeling accepted. And the movie starts off just as a surprise. It does start off somewhat surprisingly, focusing on a young Dr. Savannah, a young Dr. Savannah, who was originally, we discover, was one of the ones originally chosen by the Wizard to receive the powers of Shazam, but ultimately he's proven to be unworthy, and he spends the rest of his life trying to obtain the powers of Shazam, but ultimately ends up instead obtaining the 7 deadly sins because he's too tempted by the 7 deadly sins. That's why he's unworthy of wielding the power of Shazam. And what does Shazam stand for? I always got to get the Shazam stands for this, the wisdom of Solomon, the strength of Hercules, the stamina of Atlas, the lightning power of Zeus, the courage of Achilles, the speed of Mercury. And that spells out Shazam. And the 7 deadly sins are sloth, greed, lust, gluttony, wrath, envy, and pride. And so we basically have those 7 deadly sins against Shazam that embodies those 6 powers. So you got to wonder, well, what's the 7th power? And the 7th power is the theme of this movie, and that is really the power of family. The power of family. And what leads up to the end here, what is so well conceived with this movie is just how Jeff Johns, it very much follows the thematically and structurally his comic book. If you read the backups to his old New 52 Justice League series, the backup stories form the story of Shazam. Pick up the hardcover form when you can, the hardcover or the trade paperback of Shazam, written by Jeff Johns. It's fantastic. Even the ongoing series right now, which is out, I think it's on issue 4. Pick up Jeff Johns' Shazam. It's just amazing. And it deals, of course, with the 7 magic lands as well. This movie ends with hints and teases of the 7 magic lands, which are connected to the Rock of Eternity. And the Rock of Eternity is where the Wizard lived for centuries, looking for someone worthy to give it the power of Shazam to. There's hints of Black Adam, who was, as most of us know, Black Adam was the original person that held the power of Shazam. Black Adam was the Wizard's first choice to hold the power of Shazam, but he betrayed the Wizard, and that led to a lot of destruction and death of millions of lives. Where's Black Adam? Well, he's not in this movie, but there's hints of him there, and we're likely going to see him. We're likely going to see more of him in the next inevitable sequel that's going to come out. We have Dr. Mind. There's the mid-credit scene, and even during the beginning of the movie, you see hints of a worm in the background. under glass, and of course that's Dr. Mind. And it's just crazy how all this craziness and these magical powers, how it can weave into this tale, just really makes for a fun movie. Now, I say again, the emphasis here on the power of worthiness. When I gave a comic book review of the first comic book issue of Shazam by Jeff Johns, and a lot of those themes played out here. And what's so wonderful here is that when you receive the power of Shazam, it makes you reach your fullest potential. And that's what's so wonderful, is that Billy Batson is an orphan, and he spent his entire life, once he's abandoned by his mother when he was young, or he believes he lost his mother, only to subsequently discover that his mother in fact abandoned him. He spends most of his life looking for his mother, and ultimately when he does find her, he realizes that his true home lies with his friends. And the message being that family is what you make it. Family are those people in your lives that you choose to be part of your life, that you choose to call family. And that's what makes it such an uplifting and a fun movie. And the fact that this foster family, they love each other and they're good, because we always hear in the news so much negativity about foster homes and about how bad some foster parents can be, etc., etc. It's really nice to watch a good feel-good movie where, not every home has to be dysfunctional. Some homes are filled with love, and when they are, you end up with a very powerful family, and the epitome of that powerful family is the Marvel family. And the build-up in the movie as to how ultimately how all of Billy's foster brothers and sisters end up with various aspects of the power of Shazam, that's what you got to go to the movie to see. It's just wonderful. Just like Dr. Savannah can channel the power of the 7 deadly sins, Shazam, of course, can bestow the power of the various aspects of the power of Shazam to his foster siblings. It's just a really fun movie. It's well worth it. I want to give a shout out here to some of the actors. Asher and Zachary Levi as Shazam does a really good job. He really embodies his inner Tom Hanks doing with the big. He's got a lot of accolades and he deserves it. Asher Angel as Billy Batson. He does a pretty good job here. I think he does a really good job of showing the difficulty and the angst he has as Billy Batson, because he starts off as a little bit of kind of like a jerk, but you can understand why. You can empathize with him, you can empathize with his character, and it really works. Jack Dylan Grazer plays Freddy, who would become ultimately Captain Marvel Jr. He plays Freddy, and is probably one of the best performances in the movie. His sarcasm, his wit, his teenage superhero charm and wisdom is quite joyful to listen to and experience as the movie progresses. And he's sort of, especially when he's trying to help Billy come to terms with his superpowers and learn something about them and post it on social media. And this is very much a movie of our time, and it really does a good job of fostering not only a connection to all the players that are in the movie, all the characters, but also you can really relate it, because this is a movie that you can really relate now, particularly in our technologically advanced times, and how that plays into the power of Shazam and the plot line of this movie. Ian Chan plays Eugene. Mark Strong plays Dr. Savannah. Simon Hounsou plays the Wizard. Grace Fulton plays Mary Marvel. She does a great job. And Cooper Andrews and Marla Milans plays Rosa Vaquez, the foster parents. Guys, I gotta say, I think I'm missing Darla here, the young actress that plays Darla, and that's this one here, who becomes you don't know their names when they gain the Shazam powers. They each have different names. In comic books, this is Captain Marvel Jr. What he's called in the movie, what he will be, we're not sure, but they're all basically a family. The fact that they don't actually have individual names once they gain their Shazam powers sort of reflects the fact that they're all one. They're acting as one giant powerful family, and that's what's so wonderful about it. But Darla in the movie, younger Darla, before she's transformed, she's just a beautiful child, inquisitive, funny, innocent, and really embodies the spirit of this movie. This is a feel-good movie, guys, and there were some aspects of the movie that I felt maybe could have been slightly improved upon. I mean, if I'm really nitpicking, the special effects, I think it was obvious, some of the CGI at parts, it was obvious that it was CGI, but it seemed to work for me, because what made this movie work and gave it so much power and resonance was the character, was the story and the characterizations and the characters themselves, and how the characters are the ones that really move this story. This wasn't a plot-centric story. It was the characters that moved this story forward, and that's what made it work so well. It was really well. I love the boardroom scene with Dr. Savannah when he confronts his father once he acquires the powers of the 7 deadly sins. That boardroom scene is hilarious, particularly with the 8-ball. You're never going to look at an 8-ball predictor again the same way again. Let me put it to you that way. But overall, this is a fun, feel-good movie. Out of 10, I give this a solid 8.5 out of 10. This is fun. You guys got to go see this movie. The mid-credit scene is, you get to see Dr. Mind. That's all right. The end credit scene, I was a little disappointed, I'm not going to lie. It wasn't really worth the wait, and it wasn't as funny as it probably... I wanted a Black Adam reveal, and there wasn't. Instead, there was a really kind of predictable, cringy joke at the end, which didn't work for me, but I know it's going to work for a lot of people, and it involves a certain Aquaman character. And yeah, it was nice to see Superman make a quasi-appearance in here. You got to go see what I'm talking about, guys. Enjoyable movie. 8.5 out of 10. Guys, tell me what you think of Shazam. Let me know which character I'm missing here, which member of the Shazam family is missing along here. And yeah, maybe I'll give a no prize to you, or maybe something else. We shall see. In any event, guys, till next time, follow me on Twitter at Metropolis40. Hit the subscribe button. And until next time, Comic Boom out.